Good morning, America. Summer scorcher. 70 million Americans on alert for dangerous heat, with some major cities letting students out early. Plus, the new study on heat-related deaths will tell you how to spot the signs of heat exhaustion and stroke.
Breaking overnight, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg says he regrets blocking some information about COVID-19, why he says he bowed to pressure from the White House.
10-week sprint to Election Day. Donald Trump tries to regain ground, but bitter personal attacks launched against his opponent. Vice President Kamala Harris gearing up to kick off her bus tour.
Cirque du Soleil scare. An aerial artist losing her grip mid-stunt and falling. What went wrong and what audience members are saying as the performer recovers.
Supermarket mega merger. Will Kroger and Albertsons join forces, or will the feds block the $25 billion deal? What's at stake for shoppers, inflation, and grocery store employees? The battle over this catchphrase that's suddenly everywhere.
Very demure, very mindful.
TikTok loves it, but the creator now has to fight to keep it. The trademark battle that's anything but demure.
A swing and a switch.
He'll be into the history book today, going from batting for Toronto to catching for the Red Sox in the same at-bat.
The first Major League Baseball player to play for two teams in the same game.
And Sweet 16, the American team with a stunning win at her Grand Slam debut as Novak returns to New York. And Coco crushes it, kicking off her U.S. Open title defense. We've got the perfect person to help us get into the swing of things. Tennis legend Andy Roddick is here live in Times Square.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And we do say good morning, America, on this Tuesday. So great to be here with you and with Whit and the very demure WABC's Sade Veteran Wall. You came back for more.
Yes. I did. Couldn't resist.
And mindful today, too.
And mindful. And we've got a lot coming up. And Whit, you have an exclusive for us this morning.
Exactly, that's right. I spoke with the CEO of Eli Lilly. They have a big announcement this morning, what he's saying about making the company's popular weight loss medication more accessible and more affordable.
Also ahead, the potential mega merger of two major supermarkets, what it could mean for your wallet, and how likely it is that your local grocery store will close. That's coming up.
But we do begin here with the dangerous heat gripping parts of the country, with 70 million people under alerts as temperatures climb into the triple digits. Alex Perez is live right there in Chicago as this impacts the beginning of the school year. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Gio. The excessive heat here in Chicago is making for a challenging start to the school year. Schools like this one are limiting time outdoors for students, and in some areas, they're cutting the school day short. This morning, temperatures are skyrocketing across the country. At least 70 million Americans currently under heat alerts. Schools across the country struggling with soaring temperatures, with some ending classes early.
All the kids want to come to get an education, but we can't because of the weather.
In some cities like Philadelphia and Detroit, students take their classes in buildings that don't have AC, frustrating parents and administrators alike.
They knew the weather was going to be rather hot, and they know they don't have accommodations in a school.
Philadelphia dismissing more than 60 schools early, too, citing inadequate cooling.
We do not have air in our cafeteria and in our auditorium.
Chicago Public Schools canceling outdoor activities in order to protect students.
We won't have any outdoor recess. We've canceled all sports events. And of course, depending on the time of the day, not to have our children in any hot rooms.
And here in Chicago, we are expecting more tolerable summer weather tomorrow as this extreme heat moves east. Sade?
Okay, Alex, thank you. Now let's bring in Ginger with more on the excessive heat warning. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning. So the problem is that you don't drop below 80 overnight in a lot of these places. And so your body, if you don't have air conditioning, cannot cool itself. Your core temperature starts to warm up, and then heat is cumulative. And that's why NOAA puts out this extreme risk for heat illness. And so you see it there through much of Illinois to St. Louis, over in Northwest Indiana and Michigan. You excessive heat warnings that are out. That means the feels likes could be upwards of 110 plus, anywhere highlighted there in southern Wisconsin, eastern Iowa included there too. The ridge starts to slide east, and by tomorrow we feel it, or the bulk of it, right here in the Northeast. Philadelphia already has an excessive heat warning, ready to feel like well above 100 degrees. And I wanted to just end on this because that new study came out. It confirmed research that we knew that 2023 had the most heat-related deaths ever. And I mean, we beat the last year, which was 2022, by more than 600 deaths. Can you imagine if 2,325 people died in a hurricane, how we would treat that? And I think that's why we take heat, hopefully, much more seriously and don't call it any longer a silent killer.
No, definitely
Very
not.
important. All right, Ginger, thank you. We'll check back with you in just a bit. We do turn now to a story breaking overnight. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg claims he was pressured by the White House to censor content related to COVID-19 during the pandemic. Aaron Katersky joins us now with details. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning to you, Whit. For years, critics have taken aim at Facebook for silencing views that challenge the general consensus in the medical community, especially about the origin of COVID-19. Now Facebook's founder surprisingly says they're right. This morning, Meta chief Mark Zuckerberg admitting he bowed to pressure from the Biden administration to censor content. The Facebook founder issuing a letter to the House Judiciary Committee that said senior administration officials pushed the social media platform to censor posts about COVID-19 and expressed a lot of frustration when the company resisted. Zuckerberg saying, "I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we were not more outspoken about it." Adding, "I feel strongly that we should not compromise our content standards due to pressure from any administration in either direction, and we're ready to push back if something like this happens again." President Biden was asked about misinformation online in the summer of 2021.
On COVID misinformation, what's your message to platforms like Facebook?
They're killing people. I mean, it really, look, the only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated, and they're killing people.
Biden later walked back the comment, insisting he wasn't attacking Facebook. Overnight, the White House responded to Zuckerberg's letter. "Our position has been clear and consistent. We believe tech companies and other private actors should take into account the effects their actions have on the American people, while making independent choices about the information they present." Zuckerberg going on to express regret for demoting content related to corruption allegations against Hunter Biden ahead of the 2020 election, alleging the FBI warned information circulating online was a Russian disinformation operation. It's since been made clear that the reporting was not Russian disinformation, and in retrospect, we shouldn't have demoted the story. Zuckerberg went on to say the company has changed its policies and processes to make sure it doesn't happen again. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan celebrating the letter, calling it a big win for free speech. Zuckerberg's letter first appeared in the Wall Street Journal, and there really is a tension going on here between the government and big tech over how content on social media should be policed and whether conservative voices often get silenced.
Absolutely. The story getting a lot of attention this morning. Aaron, thank you. We do move now to the race for the White House, and Donald Trump hitting multiple battleground states this week ahead of Labor Day weekend. Former president holding a rally in Michigan last night. Selena Wang is at the White House with the latest. Selena, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Whit. Donald Trump and Vice President Harris are fighting for every vote. Trump is hitting the Midwest as Harris gears up for a bus tour through battleground Georgia. It's still a 10-week sprint until the election, but early voting in some states starts in less than a month. This morning, Donald Trump trying to regain ground against Vice President Kamala Harris, hitting the swing states he needs to win.
If we can win this state, we win the whole thing.
The former president laying a wreath at Arlington National Cemetery before making stops across Michigan, scorching his opponents with bitter personal attacks.
They're stupid people.
Trump blasting Harris and Biden for the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan on the 3rd anniversary of the suicide bombing that killed 13 U.S. service members.
Caused by Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, the humiliation in Afghanistan set off the collapse of American credibility and respect all around the world.
In response, the Harris campaign tells ABC Trump wants America to forget all he did was continue our longest war. Trump, joined by former Democrat Tulsi Gabbard, a 4-term congresswoman who ran against Harris in the 2020 Democratic primary.
I invite you to join me in doing all that we can to save our country and elect President Donald J. Trump.
In a sign of how important Michigan is, Trump is also sending Senator J.D. Vance there later today, while Harris zeroes in on Georgia. President Biden won Georgia by fewer than 12,000 votes, the first Democrat to do so in decades. And Harris hopes to draw out young voters and voters of color to win the battleground state again. While Harris is back on the trail tomorrow, she's been out of public view since the Democratic National Convention wrapped up last week. Sources tell us she's focused on debate preparation. Her first face-off with Donald Trump just 2 weeks away. Gio?
And that'll happen right here on ABC. All right, Selena, thank you so much. Now to the latest on the Trump secret documents case. Special counsel Jack Smith is challenging a judge's surprise ruling that threw out all the charges against the former president last month. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has the latest on this. Good morning, Pierre.
Good morning, Gio. In seeking the appeal before the 11th Circuit, the special counsel is challenging Judge Eileen Cannon's decision to dismiss the classified documents case in unusually blunt and blistering terms. Special counsel Jack Smith saying that Judge Cannon's legal reasoning, built on the idea that his office was unlawfully appointed, is strained, nonsensical, and has no support in text, context, history, or common sense. The core of Smith's argument is that the issue has long been debated and settled, including by the U.S. Supreme Court, and the special counsels have been operating on significant cases for years. Smith writing that Cannon's ruling conflicts with the otherwise unbroken course of decisions, including by the Supreme Court, that the Attorney General has such authority to appoint special counsels. If this case is ever sent back to Cannon, imagine detention, Sade.
Absolutely, Pierre, thank you. Now to the battle for Ukraine. President Zelensky blasting Russia's massive missile and drone attack and calling on allies to allow Kyiv to use long-range weapons to strike inside Russia. Our foreign correspondent James Longman has more. And James, President Biden has now weighed in.
Yeah, that's right, Sade. Good morning. Multiple people have been killed and injured in a second night of Russian drone and missile attacks into Ukraine. President Biden has called these attacks outrageous. They are some of the biggest since the war began. Russian launched missiles from land, air and sea on multiple infrastructure locations across the country, from Lviv to Kyiv, Kharkiv to Odessa. They've used hypersonic missiles, much more difficult for the Ukrainians to defend against. President Zelensky has said that he wants more Western help in order to defend against these sorts of attacks. But President Putin has been attacking infrastructure inside Ukraine since this war began. But I think this is in direct response to that Ukrainian surprise incursion inside the southern region of Kursk in southern Russia. And President Zelensky says he wants permission from the United States and other Western partners to hit more targets deeper inside Russia.
All right, James Longman for us. Thank you. We turn now to a judge ruling the former Illinois deputy charged with killing Sonya Massey will remain behind bars until trial. Massey was shot in her own kitchen by then Deputy Sean Grayson shortly after she called 911 for help. DeMarco Morgan joins us now with more. DeMarco, good morning.
Whit, good morning to you. In his first pretrial hearing, the former Deputy Sean Grayson, who has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder charges, wasn't physically present inside the courtroom, but he did appear by Zoom with his attorney by his side. Now, the courtroom was filled with dozens of Sonya Massey's family members, making their presence known as the judge and a lower court previously denied Grayson's attorney's request for his pretrial release. Massey's cousins saying afterwards, every time Sean Grayson is here for court, you will see the Massey family. Defense attorneys argue that Grayson has colon cancer and can't get the medical care that he needs while in jail. It was back on July 6th that Grayson, along with another Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy, responded to Massey's home after she called for help. In the body camera video, you can see both Massey and Grayson going back and forth in a conversation that escalates inside her home, and moments later, Massey is shot dead. Now, Grace's attorneys are appealing the judge's decision, and he will remain in custody until his court date on October 21st. Sade?
Well, now to the trial that could decide whether a supermarket mega merger will happen. Kroger and Albertsons are hoping to join forces, but there is plenty of opposition to the $25 billion merger. Eva Pilgrim is here now with what's at stake for the two companies, as well as for shoppers and workers. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Sade. The Kroger and Albertsons deal would be the largest supermarket merger ever, but the feds are trying to block it, saying it's bad for shoppers. The Federal Trade Commission, the states of Colorado and Washington, all filing a lawsuit trying to stop the nearly $25 billion merger. The FTC says it would eliminate competition and raise grocery prices for millions of Americans already struggling with inflation and high prices, warning the quality of your groceries could suffer as well. The agency also claims the merger would make it more difficult for workers to earn higher wages and maintain better benefits. But the grocery chains are swinging back hard against the lawsuit, saying the merger is necessary to stay competitive with retail giants like Costco and Walmart Walmart, saying the deal would actually enhance job security for workers and would lower prices. Now, a federal judge in Oregon will look at this case and decide whether to delay the merger. The trial is expected to last about 3 weeks, and no matter what happens, we expect both sides will appeal. Sade.
I'm sure they will. So, Eva, we know that these chains own other grocery store chains. So if the deal goes through, how likely is it that people's local grocery store will close?
Yeah, that's the thing we're all worried about here, right? So let's be clear. Kroger and Albertsons is more than just Kroger and Albertsons. Kroger owns more than a dozen chains, including Ralph's, Smith's, and Harris Teeter. Albertsons stores include Safeway, Jewel-Osco, and Shaw's. They say there isn't much geographic overlap with their stores, so shutting down locations is unlikely. Sade.
Okay. Thank you so much, Eva. Big deal.
All right, and we're going to turn now to one player making MLB history, playing for both teams in the same game. And Will Reeve is here to explain it all. Well, I'm going to need a flowchart here, man.
Hey, we'll get to it, Gio. Good morning all. There's always history being made in baseball. Right now, Aaron Judge is hitting home runs at a record clip. Shohei Ohtani is on pace to be the first player to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases. Major League Baseball has existed for over 120 years. What happened yesterday is unprecedented, and it seems impossible, but it happened.
Major League history will be made in Game 1.
This morning, Danny Jansen making baseball history by becoming the answer to the ultimate trivia question. Who's the first Major League Baseball player to play for two teams in the same game?
Danny traded a month after that game. He'll be into the history book today, going from batting for Toronto to catching for the Red Sox in the same at-bat.
Here's how it happened. In June, Jansen was at bat for the Toronto Blue Jays when officials suspended the game due to rain. That game postponed 2 months until Monday, when Jansen took the field again.
And here comes Danny Jansen.
But this time for the opposing Boston Red Sox. Jansen was traded to Boston in July. And when the game picked up exactly where it left off, a different Blue Jays batter stood at the plate in Jansen's place, while he stood behind the plate as the Red Sox catcher.
And ready to catch the rest of what was his at-bat.
The at-bat started by Jansen in June and finished by Dalton Varsho Monday, ending in a strikeout. Jansen ultimately getting a hit for the Red Sox in the game that officially counts as played on June 26th.
It's his day. DJ's day.
The Blue Jays coming away with a 4-1 win, the game ending on a strikeout by Danny Jansen.
And that's going to be strike 3, and that's the ball game.
And the Blue Jays and Red Sox then played another game last night as the start of a 4-game series that had been on the schedule forever. The Blue Jays won again. That does not count as 2 wins in a row over the Red Sox. Because that first game was...
My head is spinning.
So, he gets the loss and the win.
But yeah, no, because now he's... I don't even know. It's so confusing.
Yes, we stumped you.
No, I think he gets both.
See, that flowchart would have helped.
Thank you, Will.